Any country in the world would want to continuously produce players that are magnificent all the time. We see it maybe Brazil, we see the consistency of Germany, to a certain extent. But no, we find ourselves in a position where, yeah, we had a golden generation. It didn't quite work out, and I think that's more down to managers that we chose to manage those teams rather than the actual players. But we now find ourselves with a young team, inexperienced team, and a young, inexperienced manager who, for me, in respects of the way he's prepared the team, the preparation and the thorough nature in which he's gone about his job, I think it's very encouraging. He's got a bunch of players together that, mentally they could be a bit fragile with the way it's gone for some of them this season, and some of the heat that some of them had to take, especially someone like Raheem Sterling. And then you look at someone like Marcus Rashford. Everybody calling for him to be playing at Man United, and his manager not only not playing him, but also every now and then he's kind of digging him out. He's criticising him, and so Gareth he's got these players together, and they seem to be bonding. He's had a manager it's been very tetchy all season, and we know that he's not got a history, Jose, of really bringing through youth team players. I think he's gone to a club like Man United. He's got youth players that have come through the youth from a club that predominantly continues to bring through youth players. Jesse Lingard, Rashford in this particular instance. And I feel that the Man United fans and people are a little bit disappointed in the way he's treated Rashford. And watching Rashford when he plays for England and watching Rashford when he played for England the other day against Costa Rica was me watching a player who has got total faith from his manager. The manager has total faith and has given him the responsibility to go and play and go and express yourself. And I think we saw that. And I'm hoping that he will do the same with him for this tournament, because we're going to need somebody. We're going to need somebody to break out and be exceptional. Marcus Rashford has got the capability of doing that, and we saw that the other day. And people said, yeah, but you only played against Costa Rica. It doesn't matter. He had the confidence to do that, and I think he'll have the confidence to do it against Tunisia, Panama, and Belgium. Harry Kane is somebody for me who can easily catch fire at this tournament. He takes his opportunities to shoot, which is a brilliant thing. But I feel that in that particular tournament, it just didn't work out for him, because that's just the way it is sometimes. I don't think that you could point to Harry and say, he missed easy chances and he's not good enough because of the chances. It's just that it just didn't happen for him, because I think that when you watch him on the Champions League stage, the Premier League stage, he takes all sorts of chances. He's a clinical finisher, and I just think that it's the kind of tournament where if he gets his chance, he will probably take it. Him being the captain, knowing that he's leading the team, the responsibility of that, I feel, is something that Harry will embrace. And I think we'll see Harry score a few goals in this tournament, because it's not because he's not good enough. It's just because we were just so poor in the Euros, and unfortunately Harry was at the end of that, and he didn't score. And people are saying, oh, he can't score at this level. Of course he can. It's just that once the chances are made, he'll probably take them. In 2018, it's ridiculous, really. It's something that we shouldn't even be speaking about. But I think that when Russia got the World Cup, when it was announced, we all know the problems that Russia have with racism and diversity. So we can't sit here now at the beginning of the World Cup worrying about it. The fact is, the players are going to have to go out there and just think about playing football. The powers that be, if we do get any kind of racial problems, the powers that be will have to be the ones who are blamed for that, because they've had more than enough time to try and sort their house out. Players going into a World Cup or any tournament, players going onto a football pitch, the dream. The one thing you don't dream about when you're a kid going onto a football pitch is what racial abuse you might get. And the players shouldn't have to be dealing with that. Now, for us to be sitting here, like I say, knowing that when we did give the World Cup to Russia, the problems that Russia have, and they still got it. Now like I say, we're at the beginning of the World Cup, and we're still worried about whether we're going to get any racial problems. When you get to an elite level and you're able to score a goal for your country, to try to explain what that rush means, for that to happen, and then in that moment you're thinking, is that a goal? Can I celebrate it? Do I have to wait for VAR? If VAR is being used and people are thinking about it like that, then we've got a massive problem. But if we're going to see clear and obvious mistakes go to VAR, then of course we need that, because there's too much at stake for it not to happen. VAR can be great, a great aid, and that's all it should be. It shouldn't be an influencer. It should be a great aid.